have four schools. The school in Houston is 231 FM 1092, Stafford, Texas. The school we have in Virginia is 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia. The one in Rochester is 1600 Lau Ave, Rochester, New York. And then we have a school in San Antonio, 4444 Walsham Road, Suite 201, San Antonio, Texas. We have multiple ways that you can watch us. You already know. We have Blog Talk by Mashaba, which is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have other channels like 5 Minutes of Wisdom, Hidden Truth Bible Show, and we have the Israelite Media Corps. And we also have kids classes on Sundays at 1 o'clock. We have Israel Wear, if you want to get your Israel Wear game up, your fringe game up. We have that. We have Hebrew Academy for brothers that want to give themselves more, who want to learn more. And in Rochester, and Virginia, it's every Monday. In Houston, it's Tuesday at 7. If you need to contact the priest, we got Priest Quazat to my left. He is 303-557-8979, Android phone. You got Priest Kazakia,
All day.
which is 757.
Another one on the way. Read.
Priest Kazakia, which is 757-300-4047. We have businesses that we please ask that you support. We got Sweet Ambiance, where we mix up fragrances. We make you smell as good as we do, right? Smell like the Spirit. But we also have Chosen Creations, where we do woodworking.
Go ahead.
We do woodworking and we do things of that nature. So please, that's Chosen Creations on Etsy. And then if you would like to give any donations, we accept it. Please contact Quadazat, contact Zion or Kazakia. Whatever you can give, whatever's on your heart, we do accept it and we will be grateful. That
You gotta look at your phone and do it.
the announcements are done.
Yeah, don't worry. The more he does the announcements, the more loose he'll get.
No.
I know he sounds stiff,
Yeah.
robotic. It's all good. I cap on my phone. It's cap on them announcements, right?
That's fair. That's fair.
He even asked y'all how y'all was doing. He just hopped right in it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't see if y'all was doing good. How y'all doing? Everybody good? Right? Okay. Stop hearing my voice. It sucks. Yeah, we're just adjusting the camera here a little bit. Hey, do me a favor, pull it back a little bit. Pull it back a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, so shalom to everybody online. We have another amazing class for you today. Right? Nah, it ain't amazing, but it's another class. Right? A little bit more edification. And really, wow. Bro, you gotta look at your,
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah,
Oh, you looking?
Yeah.
Yeah, you making us look whack.
Nah, lie. That's because you got an Android, an iPhone user up there next to you.
Oh, that's what it is. He's throwing it off, the whole spirit.
Okay.
But no, another class, another reminder, right? Another reminder class for brothers and for sisters. And you can title this one, what do I have it titled? I have this titled, Am I Causing My Own Destruction? Am I causing my own destruction? Right? And first point I want you to write down is the devil never sleeps. Right? The devil never sleeps. Mm-mm.
It's leveled though.
Mm-mm. You gotta look at your phone. You gotta look at the feed. Trust me.
Huh.
If you look at the apparatus, it's gonna lie to you. Right? Devil never sleeps. Right? And why am I going over this class? Well, you know, it's a reminder for brothers and sisters that being here is just enough. You know what I'm saying? Being around, that's not that can't be enough for you to not self-destruct. Right? A lot of people think, oh, I'm around, I'm here, I show up day in, day out, and I'm good to go, and that's it. That's all I need to do. And that's where you know, if your mind is like that, you already lost. Right? So go to 1 Peter's real quick. 5 and 8.
Con.
Right, go ahead.
Book of 1 Peter,
Mm-hmm.
chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober,
Right.
be vigilant,
Go ahead.
because your adversary, the devil,
Because what?
your adversary, the devil,
Go ahead.
as a roaring lion,
As a what?
as a roaring lion,
Go ahead.
walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Right. So, pardon me, y'all. I'm just trying to get this thing level. It says that Satan or the devil is like a roaring lion. And he does what? Read it again.
What? Verse 8.
Uh-huh.
Be sober, be vigilant,
Uh-huh.
because your adversary, the devil,
Right.
as a roaring lion,
As a what?
roaring lion.
So, can you hear a roaring lion?
Con.
You hear him before you see him, right?
Con.
So what does that tell you about the devil?
Gonna let you know when he's around.
He's gonna do what?
He's gonna let you know when he's around.
Yeah, the devil is gonna let you know that he's near. Right? So he don't just sneak up on nobody. He don't just pop up out of nowhere like a jack in the box. Ta-da! Right? He's going to announce himself. So what does that mean? If you hear a lion roar, are you going to confuse it with like a puppy?
No.
Who does that? Like, that lion is roaring, but oh, that sounds like a kitten. Then you what? You run up to it? Oh, let me go pet the kitten. You see them Edomites the other day? That they pulled the little baby bear cubs out of the trees to take selfies? And the damn animal protection ran up on them? Right? Because Esau do that. They'll hear a lion coming and they'll do what?
Go to it.
Oh, let's go, let's go pet it. Right? It's the most fierce animal in the jungles. Let's go pet him. Wasn't that Steve Irwin? It's the most poisonous snake in the world. Let's go get him. And then he run and he jump head first and he grabbing out snails out of mud pits and burrowing through the ground to pick the most deadliest snake in the world up, right? Because some people, they live on that edge. They like to chase that danger, right? They like to go to the extremes, but the Bible tells us to resist the devil, right?
Con.
It tells us that when a wise man foreseeth the evil and do what?
Hides his face.
He does what?
Hides his face.
He does
from
what?
it.
Turn it away.
Yeah, he turn away. Right? So Satan, what the scriptures is telling you is that while the devil is looking for his victim, he announces himself. So what does that mean for us? Like, what does it look like? Satan walking around. Like, is he an actual lion?
Like,
Is he a 4-footed beast just moving around like, you know what? I'm gonna catch him in the way. What does he look like? What does it look like? We have to put it in real time, in real instance, in practical use. What does Satan look like? Moving around trying to get us. What? Let's see what you got. Your what?
your thoughts?
Okay, that's one way.
So
First and foremost, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, it could be just like a person at work who maybe like trying to come up to you and start problems to see how you want to handle it.
Okay. Some people at work. What else?
Say distractions.
Okay, distractions. What else? I mean, come on, we all deal with them. So don't act like you ain't got an intimate relationship with him all of a sudden now. Like, you know, wait, what? I didn't say that out loud. I was joking. I know nobody here has an intimate relationship with the devil. But what I'm saying is, hasn't he presented himself in so many ways that you should be kind of familiar?
Yep.
But oh, I know you.
Yeah, this is new.
Yeah, you that one nigga. You know what I'm saying? I know you. So what does it look like? First of all, is the devil going about to devour anyone and any and everyone? Good question, right? Well, he goes about trying to devour. Who is he trying to devour? I don't know.
Those that are trying to do right.
Those that are what?
Most High.
Those that are what?
Those that are trying to do right by the Most High.
Okay. What you gonna say, Ashamar?
Easy prey. Like the weak.
Okay. Why do you say easy prey in the week?
Because if you watch the Animal Channel,
Mhm.
that's what they normally do. They pick off the weak ones.
Right. But what meant, okay, now, I'm glad that you said that. Now, I'm gonna say something, right? And I'm gonna say you're right, but you're not right. You're right in a way, but I don't feel like Satan goes for the weak. Who gonna challenge me? I don't feel like he go for the weak. Now what? I'm playing Satan advocate. I'm playing devil advocate. He don't go for the weak. Prove me wrong.
Ivy?
Along he goes for, it makes me think of the scripture you guys always bring out, prepare thyself for temptation and being prepared for him.
Okay.
The unprepared.
Oh, okay. So you think he goes for the unprepared? Okay. Now y'all are right in a way, but now let's go to Job. Was Job unprepared? Was he weak?
no,
Yes.
No, he wasn't.
no.
No, he wasn't. Job was a strong dude to go through what he went through. To be, remember, let's see if Job was weak in any way. Go to Job. You're just gonna start at Job chapter 1, verse 1. And this is what
Okay.
it looks like for Satan to move around like a roaring lion to catch prey. This is what it looks like. This is how you would put it in use. Like, wait a minute. There has to be something that happens in the spirit, right? There has to be this conversation in the spirit amongst the gods, amongst the powers, right? And then the thing that's bound in the spirit, what's bound in the heavens is going to be bound in the earth. Then it has to manifest here on earth. Right? So let's read Job 1 and 1.
Book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 1.
For some reason, I can't even find Job in my Bible there.
After Esther.
I can't find Esther. Now what? Right? I don't even know where Esther's at. I'm Go ahead, read Job chapter 1, verse 1.
There was a man in the land of Uz,
Right?
whose name was Job,
Go ahead.
and that man was perfect,
He was what?
perfect,
He was what?
perfect.
Perfect in what? Well, obviously, it's going into the way he kept his life, the law, his righteousness. Go ahead.
And upright.
And upright. Okay. What was that? Go ahead.
And one that feared
When
God.
that what?
And one that feared God.
And this is how you know Job wasn't weak. Read.
And eschewed.
He did what?
Eschewed.
He did what?
Eschewed.
Shoo from me. You know when you shoo a dog, get out of here. Eschewed, or he shooed away evil. Right? So he wasn't a weak dude, because that means that every day of his life he had to stand up against evil. Right? He had to keep his uprightness and not be compromised. Right? He had to keep his mind focused. And as you know, we read, we know that what? It said that he was doing sacrifices in case his kids sinned, and you know, he was living a certain type of lifestyle. Plus he had money, influence, right? He had wealth. So think about all these different things you're going to have, where good is, evil is present. You're gonna have things trying to weigh on you to do what? If he's upright, if he eschews evil, if he's constantly fighting, what is the word that you would put to him on the opposite end to break him down? They want him to do what? They want him to something himself. Starts with a C.
Compromise.
Compromise, right? He never compromised himself. When you look at Job, right? So I want you to jump down to verse 12.
Verse
7,
12.
7,
Verse 7.
right?
And the Lord said unto Satan,
Go ahead.
Whence comest thou?
Right, so here we go again. Satan like a roaring lion, right? Now we understand where Peter got this from. Peter knew the Bible. He knew the law. He knew history. Whence cometh thou? Go ahead.
Then Satan answered the Lord,
Right.
and said,
Mind your business.
From going
No, you don't ask me things.
From going to.
That's my prerogative.
From going to.
Remember, I rebelled against you, so I don't got to answer to you.
From going to.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
And fro.
Right.
In the earth.
Right, like that roaring lion. I'm just moving up and down, and whoever I can compromise or compromise themselves, that's my victim. Right? But who is he looking for to compromise? He can't be looking for the uncompromised. They're already his. Think about it. They're already his. The ones that have compromised their faith. Right? Like when you go through like the Korahs, the Dathans, right? When you go through, like we've been in the Sabbath reading about all these kings, right? Niggas like Ahab, Mr. Loverboy, right? Puff Ahab Combs. Right? I could call him that. You know why? Because, bro, said he was idol worshiping. And we know that's what Diddy on, right? And it ain't nothing new. Might be the same reincarnate spirit. Who knows? Right? But he was compromised. So Satan already had him and said that he was a son of Baal. Right? Jezebel, we already know she was a daughter of Baal. And everyone that followed under, they were all sons of Baal. Eli's sons were called who? Sons of what? They were Eli's sons, but they were sons of what? What?
The devil.
Sons of the devil, sons of Baal. Right? So they were already compromised. So he's not looking for the ones that are compromised because they're already compromised. So you're probably wondering, well, like, what does this got to do with us? What does this got to do with me? Well, ask yourself this. In your day-to-day walk, in your day-to-day ups and downs, in your constant walking and running this race, are you being tested by Satan every day? Everybody, and is Satan testing you daily? You? You? You?
Con.
Lakeisha? Adonai? I? Gabar? I listen, I'm gonna put 2 hands up. If I have 4, I'll put them up. Put 2 hands and 2 feet. Now, ask yourself this, what if he's not? That's where you should be. Ooh, yeah. Damn, like Satan ain't testing me? The devil ain't trying to
Get in.
He ain't trying to compromise. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Am I already his? Are we already homies? Like, this is what you got to ask yourself. Are we already, you know, do we Netflix and chill?
Right.
Me, Satan, you know what I'm saying? Are we, you know,
Boys.
we look, is Satan like here? Take that hit, right? Who's passing you the blunt?
Yeah.
Right? Who's sliding you the bottle? Right? Who's putting the mind state in your head and you running with it? Who's the battery in your back or what? Is it the wisdom that's constantly propelling you, or does Satan have his hand up your rear end? And he's doing this and you're doing this. You know oh no, he got the strings up top. No, I like the one. He's doing that to some of y'all. He's doing this. He's like the ventriloquist puppy. Puppet.
Yeah, okay.
Got his hand in his butt, just
Oh, no.
Playing.
yeah, he just fiddling you around, right? You gotta ask yourself. Cause watch this, read it again.
Verse 7.
Right.
And the Lord said unto Satan,
Go ahead.
Whence comest thou?
Come on.
Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth,
Go ahead.
and from walking up and down in it.
Read on.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job?
Why would Job be a consideration? Well, because from verse 1, he was upright. He was a man that feared the Lord. He was perfect. And he eschewed evil. He wasn't weak. He didn't give in. So there has to be a consideration of the strong. Think about it. Who considers anything weak? Who considers anything weak? Like, yeah, you go to the store and you picking out your fruits and you're like, yeah, I want the weakest looking fruits. Give me the bag of the weakest looking grapes, yo. Give me them ones that's about to rot tomorrow. As soon as I buy them, they start to mold. Who does that? Or aren't you picking out your fruit, your veggies? You're like, man, let me get the ones that ain't too ripe yet. That way if I throw them in the fridge, I got some time, right? Or let me get the ones that are kind of just right, almost there. Who get their bananas when they black, like this phone? Or you try to get them when they're a little bit yellowing, when you know they're like not ripe, but they're about to be ripe. Just think about it. Nobody goes and selects the weakest vehicle. Let me get that weak ass whip, yo.
About to break down.
Yeah, let me get the car that's about to break down, yo. Right? Nobody does that. Everyone wants the best and the strongest, right? Why? Because either you want to test it or you want it for yourself. Satan is the same way. He ain't looking for no weak niggas to test. Right? He ain't looking for he don't need to test weakness. That's too easy. Right? But he will compromise you either way it goes, whether you be weak or strong. Because if you already been compromising you weak, he just gonna keep making you weaker. But if you're a man like a Job, right? A strong man that he's trying to break. Look at the process that he has to go through to break a Job. Got to go to the Most High. You got to present himself. You got to report in what you been up to. You doing your job? Yeah, doing my job, but I ain't getting nobody. Okay, well, have you considered my servant Job? Now, who presented that idea? Yeah, wasn't Satan that was like, oh, let me get Job? Because in his mind, I can't touch him. I can't touch him because he's on the right path. He's running his race. We're going to get into that. He's moving a certain way, right? He's making sure his election, we're going to get into that, is sure, right? So Satan already got his blinders on like, nah, can't deal with him. And even if he wanted to, he still would have to do what? the process that he does, which is ask for that permission, right? Read on.
That there is none like him
There is
in the
none,
earth,
there's none like him in the entire earth. Go ahead.
a perfect and an upright
Here
man,
goes the Most High. Here goes the Lord reiterating. Go ahead.
one that feareth God
Right?
and eschew of evil.
Read.
Then Satan answered the Lord and said,
Mm-hmm.
doeth Job fear God for naught?
So now this is the rebuttal. Well, is it for nothing? Is he just doing it just to do it, or don't you look out for him? Read.
Hast not thou made an hedge about him?
What has thou not what?
Made a hedge about him?
Right. So there was something that you guys said earlier, and now I'm gonna tell you that you were right with what you said about Satan looking for the weak ones, right? Well, where does the weakness begin? When you're, oh, go ahead. Y'all got the answer. Go ahead. My hands flew up.
When you stray away from the Most High.
Okay, now you're right in the first part. Take the Most High out of it. When you stray away from what?
When you stray away from,
Think about, you said something about the animal kingdom, right?
when you stray away from the herd, people,
From the what?
from the body.
When you break from the body, right? You become weak. Woe to him that's left alone, right? When you stray from the congregation of the Lord, you wander into the congregation of the dead. Gabar, what were you gonna say? Because you had your hand up.
I was gonna say this when you guys remove yourself from that hedge of protection.
Just like it says in Job. Now the hedge is what? That would be the body. That would be the congregation. That would be the wisdom, the word, right? Even if you run out of wisdom and word, the congregation is there to hedge you, right? So to speak, to keep you in, right? The shepherd, right? So Job is hedged about. So Satan is looking for the ones that ain't hedged up, because that's where they're weak at. They're weak because it's just them. There's no protection of the Most High. Go ahead.
And about his house.
Right, Abishai said it, the ones that separate from the flock. Right? Definitely, L'Oreal, definitely, especially since I was reading the words. Okay, right, go ahead.
And about all that he have on every side.
So you got all his stuff protected, man. What else? I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get to it. Here goes Satan right here acknowledging that he ain't stronger than the Lord. This is total acknowledgement that the Lord is in control. Yahweh Shai is in control. He ain't got the power. He's not moving on his own volition. Go ahead.
Thou hast blessed the work of his hand.
Right.
And his substance is increased in the land.
Go ahead.
But put forth thine hand now.
See, here goes the devil. Like, but go ahead, put forth your hand, Lord. Go ahead.
And touch all that he have.
Do what?
And touch all that he have.
Go ahead.
And he will curse thee to thy face.
Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Satan,
Mm-hmm.
behold, all that he have is in thy power.
You see that? So the Lord said to Satan, everything that he has is in your power. I'm going to give you control of the situation. Elijah, can you give me a water? 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them. Please, go ahead.
Only upon himself
Mm-hmm.
put not forth thine hand.
Right, you can touch all his substance. His kids, wife, house, flock. But him, you can't kill him. Don't kill him. Right, what verse was that?
12.
Verse 12, right? So, let's go to Matthew 4. And these are just basic scriptures to bring forth the idea of what does it look like when it says Satan is like a roaring lion looking to devour. Well, there's a process. Let all things be done decently and in order. Right? He can't just move on his own volition. He can't just do his own thing. Remember, the class is titled, Am I Causing My Own Destruction? Right? Because, oh man, that's the devil. The devil made me do it. Nah, the devil can't act on his own.
Right.
The devil can't do things of his own. The spirits, listen, even the good spirits can't do things of their own. Think about it. Think about it. How can Christ not do things of his own, but Satan can? How can Michael Gabriel, Raphael have to be sent out to do things, but this spiritual demon can just go do whatever he wants? Wouldn't it be that if I can do what I want, I would just destroy everything? I would just cause total destruction and complete chaos? Wouldn't that be the narrative? Isn't that what Satan is about, is confusion? I'm gonna let you say something. How much confusion is he about? Well, if you let certain people tell it, he's in control. But then my question is, well, does he control confusion? And how much confusion is he about? Does he have like a confusion limit? Like, I'm only gonna cause this much confusion in the world today because I want it to keep going. No, it's because he can't cause any confusion unless he's told to. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, obedience is better than sacrifice. That's why they didn't do it. They don't do it.
Well, that obedience is better than sacrifices for us. That's for us because these spirits can't sacrifice. So that's more for us. These spirits are made to be obedient. They don't gotta give nothing to be in obedience. And the Most High don't require nothing from them but obedience. He said he created them to appease his will. So that obedience is better than sacrifice is more for us because why? We have the ability to be disobedient. You see that? We have the ability to say, well, you know what? Instead of being obedient, I'm gonna give this sacrifice to make up for my disobedience. The angels, these spirits, this spiritual demon don't need that. You see that? Because they're doing the will of the Lord regardless. Where we at? Matthew 4.
Matthew 4:1.
Matthew 4:1. Read that.
Matthew chapter 4, verse 1.
Go ahead.
There was Jesus led up the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
To be tempted of who?
Of the devil.
Go ahead.
And when he had fasted 40 days
Right.
and 40 nights,
Mm-hmm.
he was afterward a hunger.
Right. So he fasted 40 days, 40 nights. He was hungry. Go ahead.
And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command these stones and be made bread. But he answered and said, It is written, man shall live by bread alone.
Read it again.
Man shall not live by bread alone.
Go ahead. So we're watching these combatants, right? They're going at it. Yahweh Shai fasted 40 days, hungry. Come on, y'all know how it go, man. You go 8 hours, dying. 40 days, 40 nights. He hungry, and then now, here's the temptation. Dang. At his weakest point, this is when the devil wants to tempt him. This is when he goes and says, you know what, I'm going to try him now. Not that Yahweh Shai was weak, but any man after 40 days and 40 nights of not eating, you right to feel hungry. Go ahead.
But by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High.
Wait, was Yahweh Shai weak here? Hell no. Yahweh Shai was bare knuckle boxing, bro. He dipped his fist in glue and glass and was scrapping with the devil. You ever see Bloodsport? Where they wrapped their fist up in the gauze, dipped it in glue and glass, and was just going in. This is Christ right now. This is how he's banging with the devil.
It was kickboxing.
Oh, Bloodsport, kickboxer, Tom Poe, all of is it Van Damme, right? Y'all know what I meant. A lot of people don't even know the movie. It's too old.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Classic.
classic though. It was kickboxing. But the point is, Yahweh Shai wasn't weak here, right? Even though his flesh may have felt a certain way, his spirit was on a different ball game. Go ahead.
Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city.
Right, so what are we seeing here from the devil? Right, the deceiver. We're seeing that he's persistent. Right, that he got to get that permission. He's constantly moving around. He gets that permission, and once he gets the permission, he stays on his game. He don't sleep. He don't rest. He don't take no for an answer the first time. Think about it. Think about it. Some of us take no for an answer the first time in righteous matters. You'll deny righteousness multiple times, right? Where Satan, he ain't letting you take no. He ain't taking no, man. Oh, you deny me in this aspect? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna surely get him over here. Go ahead.
And seated him on the pinnacle of the temple,
Right?
and said unto him, If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee,
Go ahead.
and in thee hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone.
So he also makes outlandish promises, right? He also makes these promises, and he tries to play God. You see that? He knows how to manipulate the word. Remember, it said the devils believe, but they tremble. Right? So he manipulates the word in a way to make you, if you're not studied, what does he make you do? Eve. He makes you stumble over the word, the wording. He makes you forget things. He makes you misunderstand the quotation. Right? He'll get you in the wording. Go ahead.
Yahushua said unto him, It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt thy Lord thy power. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceedingly high mountain,
Go ahead.
and showed him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and said unto him, All these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me.
Right. So I wanted to go there to show this is the process. This how it looks in the spirit. This how it looks in real life application. Right? Now, put yourself in those situations. Put yourself in the Job situation where, and it's hard for us to be in that Job situation because ain't none of us perfect. Right? Ain't none of us at this point and at this juncture we deserve what we get. Right? Our iniquity deserve more than what the Most High gives it, as it says in Job. Right? So it's hard to put yourself in a Job situation, as much as brothers and sisters love to be like, man, I feel like Job. Huh? You feel like Job, but he didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing, no, man. Like, can't read about him doing stuff. But we got all types of secret sins and hidden agendas and all types of things that the Most High is constantly using his different tools to extract and extrapolate certain mind states out of us and certain thought processes out of us, and trying to reveal, what is he trying to reveal in us? The way we moving, right? The way we're doing things, our agenda, our motives. He's trying to reveal that to one another, right? When you know, it's funny, just going through this reading, the Sabbath readings, and just really, when you really start putting everything together, when you look at the way the Most High made us walk through the wilderness for 40 years, he didn't need to do that for him. There was nothing that he needed to prove to himself about us. He wanted us to prove ourselves to one another, to show one another what we were about. And we saw that, right? Didn't we see it again with the Korah and Dathans? We saw a little bit of Miriam. We saw Aaron. We saw Moses. We saw Caleb, Joshua, the spies, right? We see Rahab, the harlot. We've seen all these characters in the situations proved who they were and what they were, right? So, you know, it's kind of the same thing with just these three narratives, these three stories that we look at, or these two. You got to be able to put yourself in there and say, man, if I'm in any one of these situations, what is the Most High trying to pull from me? What is he trying to pull up out of me? Right? And two things, right? If Satan is no longer trying to compromise me, have I already been compromised? Right? Or is this that it? Is it, have I made it? It's a scary thing, right? Have I made it? Am I good? right? Have I attained? Well, really, what's gonna show you that is these next couple of scriptures, right? So the next point you're gonna write down. Are you content? It's a few thoughts that I wrote down that you can write down, right? There's not just one little point I want to hit, but it's a few different thoughts that I had. I'm gonna give it to you. Are you content at your level? So, for instance, you're a soldier. Well, are you content at being a soldier? Are you now in your kingdom? Are you in your own kingdom because you took the soldier test and passed it? Hooray! Right? You made your first headband as a sister. Are you now like all of a sudden nothing else don't matter because you made that headband? You made it. You see where I'm getting at? Like, is that level that you reach? Is that it? What else I got? Pardon. Have you done all at your current position? So, have you done everything, right? Are you the top notch at the position? Are you the top notch officer, right? Are you the best officer of 50 you can be if you're an officer of 50? Are you the best soldier? Are you the best trooper? Are you the best member? Or are you on autopilot, right? Are you the best brother that you can be? Or are you just here? You the best sister? Or, you know, your sisterhood, your brotherhood is contingent on other factors. I only get, you know, my sisterhood is gonna kick in when, you know, it seems right to me. Or when this situation feels good to me. Put some more hands on something. You know, these are the things that you gotta ask yourself, because this is what happens. Why I went to these 3 scriptures. Because if you're a soldier, if you're an officer, am I the best wife? Well, what makes you the best wife? Well, you know, I cooked a few meals a couple of weeks in a row. My husband didn't complain about me for the last 2 months. I've been in class the last 6, and you know, I'm good now. That makes you, if that's where your mind is, that made you the best wife. And then you just say, you know what, I'm just gonna continue and plateau in those things. This is where Satan gets you. This is where you self-destruct, because shouldn't there be a constant vertical climb? Right? Shouldn't there be a constant elevation? I mean, don't the world teach you that?
God.
They tell you that they got it out the mud, right?
God.
The mud represents what?
The bottom.
The bottom. And not like the good bit, like the nasty bottom. It's one thing to be in the dirt, but the damn nigga, the mud? I got it out the mud. They say I got it out the mud. They don't even say the dirt. The Bible says that, right? The dust of the earth. But they say they put mud on it. And you're like, damn, mud?
Yeah.
Man, you were scrapping through it and it was just,
All the bacteria. germs.
yeah, it's supposed to represent the filthiest of the loaves, right? And what are they saying though? I got it out the mud and I climbed. I did a vertical climb. I rose out of that, right? And their mind is what? Like what the last rapper that you listen to, or any rapper that you listen to, when's the last time you heard him rap lyrics like, yeah, I made a mill and I'm good now? Lil Wayne came out with a millie, Jay-Z came out with a what? A Billy. Yeah. You see my point? The point is, even the world tells you it's about growth. They'll tell you, grow in everything, even in wickedness, right? Be a better, you know, I'm a scammer. Scammers be scamming, right? But I want to scam to $1 million. I scam to 1,000. Now I want to scam to 100,000. I want to scam to $1 million. I caught 100 bodies this year. I'm trying to catch 200 bodies the next year, right? The mentality is always to, no matter what arena you're in, as trash as I'm using rap as an example, and I know I'm using negative as an example. What I'm trying to show y'all, even in negative, the negative mind state is to continue to be negative and more negative.
Right.
Why do you think when you listen to rap, you say what? Damn, It's getting worse and worse,
Yeah. Yep.
right? Why you think when you watch movies and TV shows, you're like, damn, the sexual scenes are getting more explicit,
God.
right? It went from a husband and wife kissing on the TV to two men to now they just simulating sex on like ABC and NBC and network TV, and you're like, wait a minute, this belongs on cable. It belongs on an app somewhere, right?
Right.
Because it's about pushing the envelope, and the world will have you push and grow in wickedness. Why? Why does the world grow in wickedness and not stay stagnant? Why is there vertical climb like this? Well, it's the same reason why your vertical climb in righteousness should be like this. Because if you're going this way, or if you're just going this way, that means you can be overtaken by something.
Yep.
Right? So if we try to both go in the same direction, and you're just going this way, I'm overtaking you. Right? Whether it be good or bad. So the world teaches to keep pushing that negative so that it can't be overtaken with good. Ain't that what the Bible teaches us?
God. Yep.
Be not overcome with evil, but overcome evil with the good. But don't you think the devil, Satan, don't you think that those spirits know? Wait a minute, we got to keep going more harder in the negative. We got to be more. We got to do more accusing of the saints. We got to bring up more charges on the saints, so we can keep evil propagating in the world. Don't y'all see that? Right. So there's a reason why I went to those three scriptures. Now, ask yourself this. At your level, everyone in here, everyone online, right? At your current level of whatever office you have, whether it be student, teacher, husband, wife, son, daughter, I don't care. Officer, soldier, member, trooper, it don't matter. Whatever rank you got in whatever position, have you attained? Have you attained to the pinnacle? That same pinnacle that the devil brought Christ upon and showed him, look, you can have this all. Are you in the pinnacle of your office? Or are you just complacent with where you are? Right? So let's look up the word attain real quick. What we got? Attain. Is it attain? And I want you to go to Philippians. Go to Philippians 3:12. Hold that. Somebody look up the word attain. You can read it.
Attain. To reach. Come to or overtake.
See that? So have you overtaken the duties of your position? Have you reached the top-notch stratosphere of your position? Have you reached the end of the road in what you try to accomplish, right? Jump down to, read number 1.
To reach. To come to or arrive at.
Right.
By motion.
Go ahead.
Bodily exertion.
Have you exhorted yourself bodily? Go ahead.
Our efforts toward a place or object.
Right. You see that? You got to ask yourself that. If I'm a soldier and I'm sitting in these seats, am I pushing myself to the next level? Am I the officer before I'm the soldier? Excuse me. Am I the officer before the officer? Meaning what? I might be a soldier, but am I moving like an officer? Right? I might be, are you the wife, even though you're not a wife? You got single sisters that what? They think, they make the mistake, like everyone makes this mistake, like I'm gonna be the position once I get it. Damn, wait, so where was your training?
Right.
Right? Single brothers. You gonna be the husband when you get the wife? Or shouldn't you be practicing husbandry and maintenance and those different things before you get the responsibility? Before it becomes the point that when you make a mistake, you can't come back from it.
Right.
Because that's what it boils down to, right? When you get into the position and you make certain mistakes, those are what destroys you.
Yeah.
That's where you self-destruct. You self-destruct in your mistakes. It ain't Satan. It ain't the devil. Right? It ain't your it's nobody but you, because you didn't take the time when liberty allowed you to take the time to perfect the office that you were desperately striving for, but you didn't perfect it before it was official. Right? You didn't put in the work and occupy the time the right way to when you got the position, you just seamlessly just assimilated right into it. So you got to ask yourself, single brothers, are you a husband? Single sisters, are you a wife? Members, are you members, are you a trooper? Are you a soldier? Are you an officer? Are you an officer of 150? Right? Officer of 100. Are you moving like 1,000? Are you moving like the general? Or are you waiting for Satan to come and kick you out the seat? Are you waiting for complacency to move you out the way? Are you waiting for, when you get the position, to make a bunch of mistakes and have that ruin your outlook? Because ain't that what happens? You didn't practice, you get it, you get in the game, and then damn, I don't want to play no more. The lights are too bright. Well, shouldn't you have been practicing with the lights on? Shouldn't you have been simulating getting in the game? Simulating situations, putting yourself in position to be that thing that, because this is the thing, some of us so desperately want things from the Most High, but why don't you get it? Listen, I'm gonna say this plain. Some brothers will never get a wife. Some women will never get a husband. You know why? Because you're not showing that you deserve it. Some brothers will never get rank. Why? Because when you were supposed to be showing that you cared about these things before you got them, right? You should have been, when you should have been moving a certain way, running your race. We're gonna read it. You proved that you weren't worthy. Read Philippians.
Book of Philippians, chapter 3 and verse 12.
Right?
Not as though.
Wait. See, now you got to slide down. You're going to read 3 right here, but not yet. You read Philippians 3:12.
Philippians chapter 3 and verse 12.
Go ahead.
Not as though I had already attained.
Pause. Read 3.
To reach in excellence. Our degree.
You see that? Have you reached the excellence of your position? Have you met the excellence of the requirements? Right? Well, what else we got? Go to 1. Right? Yep.
To gain.
What have you gained? What have you learned? Are you still gaining, or have you stopped? These are valid questions.
You gotta ask yourself.
You know why these are valid? Because Satan is asking the Most High, like, yo, is he still rocking? Is he still pushing?
Right.
Satan is going to the Most High, like, look, he done gave up. She tired. Look, let me show you.
Yep.
Let me show you that she's tired. Watch. All I gotta do is just, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
All I gotta do is just show up and it's a wrap. Go ahead. What else?
To compass.
Go ahead.
To achieve or accomplish.
What have you accomplished or achieved? These are valid questions. These are questions that you should daily say, man, at my current position, what have I achieved? And some of us have achieved much. I'm not trying to knock nobody. This ain't that class. I know I'm a little bit, fired up.
Passionate.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna turn down real quick because we all friends in here. Right? This ain't one of them. Right? But I want to try to get y'all to see, man, that, wait a minute, how are you moving? Because if you kick back and feel like you've already attained, guess what you're not doing? You're not listening for the roar. Oh, that don't apply to me. Satan is roaring his damn he's roaring your ears off, and you like, oh, I'm good. I'm good. I've been studying. I study. You know what I'm saying? Me and my rib, we talking all of a sudden. So I'm good. I mean, you know, I pulled a few scriptures in class yesterday. I read a little bit. I'm good. Straight. Showed up to class consistent for like 2 weeks. I'm super good. People really be thinking that. Like, yo, I came to class and, you know what I'm saying? That's all I got. And that's going to keep Satan off me. His roars, his pokes, his accusations, they don't apply to me because I'm doing this over here good. Right? Or I'm just here. That's where you got to be careful thinking because you're here that he ain't, this is where he wants you. You're in the perfect place. Because he also wants to make a mockery out of you. He also wants to make you a blasphemer and a damn hypocrite. Right? Because who else can be a hypocrite? Ain't it the ones that know the word and don't follow it? Ain't it the ones that fall out of the belief? We're the only ones that can be hypocritical. Because one minute you gung-ho, kicking people's doors in, talking about keep the law, and the next minute you breaking the law.
Right.
Like blatantly.
Right.
Denouncing Israelite. You in Islam, you eating pork again, you eating popcorn shrimp, all that. King crab legs, keeping Christmas. So he wants to show how hypocritical we are, right? But we can't give him that. We can't give that out. You can't self-destruct before I self-destruct, right? So where we at? Read Philippians, read.
Either we're already perfect.
Go. Either what?
Either we're already perfect.
Yeah, see, we can't be in that mindset. I'm perfect. I'm good. I'm straight. Got my books. I got an apocrypha and a Bible. I'm good now. That don't make you perfect. Got fringes on. That don't make you perfect. You haven't attained anything, really. Fringes ain't it. My beard, that ain't it. Go ahead.
But I follow after, if that I may apprehend
Right.
that for which also I am apprehended of Christ Jesus.
Go ahead.
Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended.
Look up the word apprehended. I didn't throw it in here. I meant to. Who got apprehended? My phone is limited, so yeah, I had to reset it. I lost everything. All my beautiful study tools. They're all gone. All my dictionaries, they're all gone. No! See? I lost the faith. I lost my phone. I'm out of the faith. Did my phone make me perfect? Did I apprehend because I had tools? Hell nah. Right? What you got, Gabar?
Apprehended, taken,
Right?
seized.
What else? Where you looking?
Arrested.
Where you at?
I'm at, this is the 1828.
Perfect. Okay, go ahead.
Arrested,
Uh-huh.
conceived,
Uh-huh.
understood,
Right?
feared.
Right. Think about it. Have you? So what is it saying, brethren? I count myself not to. Let's see here. Apprehend. What else you got on that? Or does it just repeat it?
That's all it says for that one.
Right. Seized, arrested, conceived, understood, feared, taken. What have you taken? Are you taking the duty serious? Really, that's what it is. Are you counting yourself as the chosen? I'm the one, I'm the 144. My garment look good.
Dang.
Right? Go ahead, read on in Philippians.
But this one thing I do.
This one thing I what?
I do.
Come on.
Forgetting those things which are behind.
And you know how you got to kind of look at this scripture too. I know we look at this scripture like, man, forget about the past and move forward. But guess what? Wasn't yesterday the past? So, can you write off the coattails of yesterday?
No.
Like literally Tuesday, I studied, so I'm straight. Tuesday, I was in drilling, I'm good. Tuesday, I watched VA class, so you know what? I should be straight for the rest of the week. Or should it be Tuesday class? Oh, what we got Wednesday? Oh, I gotta study and we got class. What we got Thursday? Well, I gotta get in the book, audio Bible, something spiritual. Friday, something spiritual. Saturday, Sabbath, something like there should be an everyday saying, you know what, yesterday was the past. Because all Satan needs is to get you comfortable. Why you think when you are doing good, it's just that you're doing good. It's that all of a sudden the evil just disappear. That would make the scriptures a lie, right? Where good is, evil is present. Just because he ain't showing himself don't mean he ain't just lurking, moving around. And then he does what? Like what he did with Job. Well, look at her. She's glowing, Lord. She's only glowing because you put the hedge on her. Remove the hedge and let's see what happens. Right? Look at him. He only floating because, you know, he got the new rib, or he got the new this, or he got that, or he got that. But let's see what happens when I disrupt these things, Lord. Let's see what happens. Let's see how he acts. Is he going to use the same wisdom that he's been studying? Because that's a conundrum. What's the point of doing all the studying if when the problem hit, you don't use what you studied to combat? I guarantee you he won't use the Bible when I make his life hard. I guarantee you she won't use the Bible when that lust starts to creep. I guarantee you he won't use the Bible when this situation pops up, and when that situation, I guarantee it, Lord. Let me. What is Snoop? Remember in what's the movie? Remember in Training Day? Remember Snoop Dogg using the wheelchair, and Jake cuffed him up, and Snoop Dogg said, "Put me in the front seat with him. I bet I'll whoop his ass." Remember that? That's how Satan be doing. He be telling him the Most High, like, look, lock me and her in the room together, and I guarantee you, I'm gonna get that dub.
Yeah. Yep.
Listen. Lock him up in the room, I guarantee you I get the win.
I just need 5 minutes.
Yeah, just give me, that's it. Snoop was crippled in a wheelchair. He said, put me in the back seat with him. I bet I'll whoop his ass. Like, you ain't got no bottom half.
God.
But that's how confident Satan be, though.
Yeah.
Where he's like, look, put me in any situation with this person, and I guarantee you I'm gonna melt them down. I guarantee you I get them to compromise. Just like, didn't he do it? Look, put me in a situation with Job, and I bet you I got him. Wasn't that the challenge?
Yes.
So you mean to tell me that Job is the only one that falls into that challenge? See, the difference is this. The difference is this. You develop a track record of not using wisdom. So it makes it easy because Satan's like, well, look, they didn't do it the last time. So, I mean, what makes you think he'll do it again?
Right.
What makes you think she's going to hold a standard if she didn't hold a standard the last time? So this is going to be easy. Let me show you that it was all for naught. Does he fear you for naught? Well, let me prove it. Remember, it said that the devils and Satan that they're our accuser, our own sins, are our accusers, right? So think about it. What is he using to accuse you to allow that tempting? Your own sin, your own mentality, your own indiscretion. It's yours. What's that?
Can Satan use your sins that you already confessed?
No. Because this is the point of confessing, is to be healed. So now, well, okay, I answered that too quick. who you confessing to, right? Who you giving that information up to? Because if you're giving it to somebody that's going to use it to compromise you further, then yes, right? But that's why the scriptures instruct us in James: is any amongst you sick? Go to the elders. Is anyone this? Go. It tells you who to go to, right? That way, when you do confess faults, no one's hanging that over your head as a way to, oh, well, you did that. Well, you know what? I need a little hush money. You know what I'm saying? I need a little bribe. You see what I'm saying? So it depends on who you're dealing with, who you're talking to, right? But if you're talking about like in the spirit, well, the whole point if I'm confessing is that I'm acknowledging, like David, right? He said, my sin is ever before thee. Only towards you, Lord, have I sinned. So no, he can't use your acknowledgement in a godly sorrow to accuse you or to further your sin, if that's what you're asking, right? That whole confession process is a process of repentance, and it's necessary to even gain forgiveness from the Most High. You see that? So I don't think the Most High, I shouldn't say I don't think, I know that the Most High wouldn't give us a practice to do to appease him that now that negative spirit can take and use for himself. He ain't got nothing to do with that. That whole repentance process, because guess what? He don't want you to confess, right? So he's gonna think about it. When you do negative, or when negative is being done, what's the first thing that's said? Don't tell nobody. Right? When Megan Thee Stallion had sex with some woman in front of her cameraman, what's the first thing she said? Don't tell nobody. Y'all heard about that story? Megan Thee Stallion, she getting sued. She getting sued by her former cameraman because she got faded and like had sex with a woman in a vehicle right in front of this dude. Then the first thing she said is, you can't tell anybody about anything you saw. But that's how the devil operates, right? Keep this on the low. Keep it between me and you. Don't acknowledge what's really going on. Don't put it out there because I don't want it to stop. That's why he whispers in your ear, right? That's why he does things sleight of hand. That's why he does things quiet, right? Even though he's the roaring lion, when he does get that victim, right? He's nice, smooth, and buttery with it, right? He's real calm and gentle. He's not slaughtering that lamb like a lion would slaughter a lamb. Grab him by his neck, right? And rip him around and hear that lamb scream. He ain't doing that. No, he got his hand over that lamb, his paw. He's rubbing that lamb. Come here, little lammy. Lamb chops, right? You the lamb. Think about how Satan strokes us, right? Our ego. Pause. Think about how Satan strokes our mind, right? Think about the bewitching of holiness, right? It's a bewitching. It's a soft, subtle seduction. Coaxing. Yeah, right? You ever been seduced? You ever been seduced by a woman? Right? Does she ever come too hard or too aggressive? Does she ever show you the next move? Nah, because you so dazzled by the first move, dang, and the next thing you know, she got you. Because that's how the devil does you. He seduces us, right? He don't want you to tell on him. He don't want you to confess the negative. So I would say no to that question. He can't use that process, right? Where we at? Good question. Where we at?
Book of Philippians chapter 3 and verse 13.
Go ahead.
Brethren,
right?
I count not myself to have apprehended.
Go ahead.
But this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind.
Go ahead.
And reaching forth unto those things.
And that's the problem. That's how Satan gets us, the devil. Are you reaching forward, or is your hand just at your sides? Do you feel like you've already grasped and gained enough? Oh, I got enough scriptures. I'm good. Yo, I remember back in my days, bro, I was taking notes on I had notebooks. And I still got my notes. I got my notes from 20 years ago. Believe it or not. I got my notes from 20 years ago still. I keep everything. So I can go back and look and reflect and dang, okay, damn, that's how, oh man, that was a good breakdown. Let me, right? I'm that guy. Book notebooks, Bibles from 20 years ago. Got my apocrypha from 20 years ago. Go through it every now and then, so tenderly and delicately. It's like an ancient relic. You know, you turn the pages too hard to start to rip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sacred scroll.
Yeah, sacred scrolls, man. The great Quatazop scroll, right?
Oh.
God,
God.
that's terrible. That's terrible. That is terrible. The relics, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, have I taken enough notes? Well, I took all the notes. Really? Like the first 3 scriptures we went to, everybody should know them by heart, verbatim. But then we go to them and it's like, well, I already know those scriptures. Really? Okay. Because now when it's time to use them and apply, hearing them over and over is one thing. But now there's a whole nother different application. What's that?
So how does Satan discourage people?
How does he discourage people?
Yeah, if that's one of his devices, discouragement.
Well, it's easy. It's exactly what we're going over, where he looks for you to lose confidence in the things, give up the confidence in the things that are true and that are sound. What is he trying to discourage you in? Isn't it doing good? Isn't it pushing yourself? Isn't it reaching forward as we're going over? He tries to discourage you to fall back and take that mediocre autopilot backseat. Oh, I've done enough. So the way he discourages is to get you in the mind of complacency. I've done enough already. I've already, think about it. I'll say this straight up. Some of us been in the truth 3-4 years and is bored already of the truth. What's that?
So that can he use people to be discouraging?
Can he use people to be discouraging? Yeah, of course.
Even people that are amongst you, like that are
Even-
of the body.
Even people, of course. Yeah. Remember, the body is made up. Remember, when you go through that Corinthians, you read about the body. It said that there's uncomely parts in the body. So every part of the body ain't glorious and glowing and just on point, right? And it said the comely parts need more attention. So when you look at the body and you look at it don't matter, any organization, you're going to have people in the body that are sick, that need the physician, right? And some need more physician than others. So, of course, why do you think we tell y'all not to counsel amongst each other? It said the whole needeth not a physician, but the sick, right? So why would I go to a sick person to counsel if I'm sick? If I can't keep a standard, why am I gonna go to somebody, why would I counsel with a person that can't keep the standard? Right? So of course you can be discouraged in that way. And we've seen it. We've seen it in my many matrix years of the truth, right? I've seen it in all the different matrices. Some sister will come around, some new sister, right? And, you know, she move a certain type of way, and then what? You got the other sisters confiding in her and looking at her like she's the one to talk to, and then what? Her whole agenda was to creep in unawares, usurp, and subvert whole households. Excuse me. So yes, yes, people are used as a tool, right? People can be used as a tool to discourage, of course, right? Think about it. When you go back to the wilderness, and you had the 12 spies that were supposed to go and spy out the land and come back with the report. 10 out of 12 men came back and discouraged the congregation. 2 men stood firm. 10 men were discouraging. So, whoa. Dang, bro, he went right for that. You got it? Mm-hmm. Like I just said about my Bible, man, you got to turn them pages ever so delicately. Con, right? What's that?
Okay, can we find that scripture?
What scripture? In Numbers? Somebody find it for him. Let's read on them. Somebody get that for him in Numbers about the 12 spies, and then let's go through with the class. So read on.
Reaching forth unto those things
Right.
which are before.
Go ahead.
I press
I do what?
I press.
I do what?
I press toward the mark.
Right. No, I look at the mark and be like, I'll get to that later. I what?
I press.
You know when you're like, man, stop pressing me. Meaning what? There's a level of aggression. There's a level of taking things serious.
Determination.
There's a
determination.
right? You ain't gotta read it, just tell them where it's at.
It's in Numbers chapter 13 and verse 1.
All the way down, that whole chapter. Yeah, Numbers 13, right? You read about the 12 spies. So you can read that whole chapter. Or however many chapters that story encompasses. He said, I do what to the mark?
I press toward the mark.
Come on.
For the prize of the high calling of God.
Right, because the prize that you got ain't the high calling. Right? The title you got, the rank you got is not the highest calling. Sorry, it's just not. The title of wife ain't the high calling. But sometimes we get caught up in, well, what is the prize that we should be pushing for? Well, the prize ain't nothing that no man can give you. No title, no rank, no acknowledgement, none of that. It's what you get through the Most High in Christ. Go ahead.
In Christ Jesus.
Right?
Let us therefore, as many as be perfect,
Right?
be thus minded.
Be what?
Thus minded.
So what verse you at?
Verse 15.
Read on.
And if anything ye be otherwise minded.
See, and this is the point. He said, let us be thus minded, meaning what? The mark, the high calling. We should be looking to press towards that. But if anyone else has a different mind towards what the mark should be, or what the high calling should be, what's going to happen? Read on.
God shall reveal.
Wait, what's going to happen?
God shall reveal.
How does he reveal? Go ahead.
Even this unto you.
How is it revealed? Well, didn't we just read it? How does he reveal the mind of a man? Didn't we just read it? Didn't we just go through those instances? Doesn't he not use that demon to reveal what you're about? Was not in Matthew 4 the devil trying to reveal Christ, his true intention? Remember, it didn't say he took Christ and the multitude up to the pinnacle. He took him on a personal journey, me and you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shotgun. We about to, you know what I'm saying? We about to roll, man. I got some things to show you. One-on-one, nobody around. So now you can be your true self. You ain't got to front for them. You ain't got to be the leader for them.
Yeah, you don't have to keep a standard just because you're in front of them.
Right, you ain't got to keep the standard. Look, man, that's me and you, man. You ain't got a standard, bro. Look. Man, you know what's up. Yeah, just chill.
Relax.
Don't do those announcements so stiff.
Yeah.
Loosen up. I got you, fam. You see what I'm saying? I got you.
Yeah.
It's like cats be fronting with these iPhones. It's like they be having Androids at home. I know y'all do. Right? But in a crowd,
right.
You can't.
In a crowd,
You can't allow
It's a
that.
paperweight.
in a crowd, you pull out the Apple phones like, look at my. But at home,
Behind closed
you
doors.
Androided up, man. Right? Show your true colors, fam. Show your true colors, fam. Right? But that's how Satan wants you to move. He wants it to be you and him. So he can get you to show your true colors. That's how you're revealed. The Most High knows it. Why do you think, what's the first thing a man that's going off does? When he decides that I don't want to run no more with y'all, what does he do? It's easy. He keeps running, but where? Who wants it? I don't know.
I thought I had it, but you said but where? No, I was gonna say he tries to take someone else with them too.
That, but a lot of the times, no, because a lot of the times you hear it. I know you've heard this when I say it. What you gonna say though? I'm gonna say something. You gonna be like, I heard that.
I was gonna say that they return back to their vomit. They go
Right.
back to
Okay, yes. So where's their vomit at though?
the past.
It's behind them,
Yeah.
right? So they like, oh. They look like Forrest Gump making a U-turn. Like, where's he running to? Right? But and then while they're running, they're saying what? I gotta go get me right first before I can be around y'all. You heard that before?
Man, I was just listening to a video about a cat. He basically said the same thing. Like, I looked at Israel and everything, and I had to step away. I had to go back and get myself right and now I found peace, and now I can continue on. Like, bro.
Yeah, like I gotta go get myself right, and then I'm gonna come back with y'all. That don't never happen because you know what's happening? We running the race, and we like in full sprint mode. Usain Bolt, you remember the Olympics when he smashed everybody? Look to the side like pounded his chest. We ain't doing that part. We running. Boom. Focus. So by the time you turn around, go lick up your vomit, go get you right, and then try to catch up, guess what? That's where you get the 10 times harder. Yeah. That's where you gotta run, and you better have some good knees. Right? Because it's hard to run and drag a person. Right. It's hard to run and put your arm back and keep.
Oh yeah, like you trying to catch the baton.
Like you doing the relay. Stick! That only happens for a second. Boom! Keep running so I can keep my stride. I don't got time to. Come on, babe. Come on, sir. Come on, brother. Hell nah. I gotta run my race. You're not gonna trip me. Right? You're not gonna make me fall off the course because you decided that, oh, you know what? I need to go check myself by myself.
I know one that not commonly heard. Brother compared himself to Achan.
Aiken?
And the cursed thing, he was like, yeah, I can't be around because, like, you know, I got some things. It's just like that. Remember that man in the Bible that, you know, he got people in the congregation hurt because of his wickedness. So, I don't want to be that one that's around that causes the congregation to get afflicted.
Time, and you got those people, but think about it. You gotta know a lot to be the Achan. What do I mean by you gotta know a lot? Well, some new person in the truth ain't gonna be the Achan.
Okay.
Right? Guess who's gonna be the Achan if you wanted to compare it? It would be me. It would be him. Right? It would be Laka Rob. It'd be brothers that been here. Him, he been here. Y'all, you been here, right? It'd be brothers like that been around and know better and is doing something weird. And then now the Most High is taking it out on the congregation. But a new cat can't be Achan. You've been around 2 seconds. You're not Achan. You just a nigga trying to figure it out. Right? You can't affect anything in the body except for yourself. And then other weak individuals that allow you to affect them. That's the only way you can affect people is if they allow you to. But you can't affect the entire body unless you just did something just crazy and wild, underhanded. Then yeah, you can affect certain things. But for the most part, to be the Achan type dude, you'd have to be here for a minute, and you'd have to be known to be a standard and then not keep it.
John,
you see that? Go to 1 Corinthians 9. So God shall reveal even this to you if you are not this minded. If you're not in the mind of every day I gotta be reaching for the goals. Every day I gotta be pushing myself. If you're not this minded, man, how is it revealed? Well, here comes the roaring lion, Satan. And it's revealed because he roared and you didn't even flinch. Because he showed up and you didn't even flee. You didn't resist. And then we looking like, man, what's that thing on you? You got something on you. And you're like, what? Nah, I'm good. Like, you got something on your face.
I'm good, bro.
Right? You're like, nah, but you got something on your face, though. Right? And we like, damn. But Satan is literally in your face. I think it's in your eyes, right? He's on you. He's holding you down. He's suppressing you. Like that proverbial monkey on your back. Yeah. He's making you look sick. The dark circles, and you look tired, and you just agitated, and you just moving with that ghoul and goblin type. You moving like Issachar from the other day, from the other night.
Oh yeah.
He moving like him, man.
Oh, okay,
This
got it.
baby
Yeah.
Joker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Read Corinthians. Read 1 Corinthians 9:24.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 24.
Go ahead.
Know ye not that they which run in a race run all,
Right. Everyone is running the race. They run all the race. Go ahead.
but one receiveth the prize?
Yeah, everyone's running, but there can only be one winner. Or in this case, everyone's running for something, but there's only one true prize. Ain't the world running?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're just running opposite of us. We running away from them. And they running one way and we running a different way. Aren't they attaining their level of prizes and booby traps and carrots on a stick? They running with the carrot on the stick.
Yeah.
And they just keep running that rat race, right? But the scriptures say everybody's running, but there's only one true prize. Go ahead.
So run.
So what?
So run.
No, walk.
Run.
No, crip walk.
Run.
No, sleep.
Run.
Bear crawl.
Run.
Man, you know what I'm saying? I gotta sit here for a second.
Run.
He said what?
Run.
Read.
That ye may obtain.
Because that's the point. That's what's going to be revealed. Am I running to obtain, or have I already told myself I've obtained? I've apprehended. I'm good. So you know what? While y'all niggas is running, I'm just gonna be slow boogieing. I'm taking a light jog. I'm a speed walker. You know how you speed walk and your hips be like, speed walking like that.
That's funny.
The fanny pack on. Yeah. Look, like, I can't even do my neck like that. That's terrible. That is bad. Why did you do that?
A lot of people that believe like, oh, well, once I confess Christ and once I say I believe Christ,
Right.
then I'm good. I'm saved. Like,
Right. And we know that that's a Christian. That's a not like a true Christian from the first century Christ, Peter, Paul mentality. That's like the atheist Christians of today, right? The Nicolaitan Christians, where, like he said it, I'm gonna confess with my mouth, but I'm gonna keep doing the actions that I gotta confess for, right? And I'm not really going to run a race that Christ told me to run. I'm gonna run the race of hypocrisy, right? I'm gonna run the race of itching ears. I'm gonna run the race of it's just hypocrisy, man. Right? Where I want to be a hearer of the word but not a doer. I'm gonna run that race of deception, like the scriptures say.
Weird.
It's very weird. The Bible says to run, have an action, but not just run. Because what's the point of running if you don't have a destination? You're just gonna be running forever. But that's the point. So while you're running and you have no destination, whose path are you possibly crossing? The devil.
They give you a place to run.
The devil. Right? The devil. It's easy. It's almost gonna be fate. It's fate. It's bound to happen that if there's no vision, I'm going to run into the devil.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run to a place.
Right.
Right? Because why? There's no hedge, there's no protection, and I'm blind. Right? Read on.
Verse 25.
Right?
And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate.
Is what?
Temperate.
Look that word up. Is what?
Temperate.
Read.
In all things.
Right. Meaning what? Well, you know what? Turn this rocks in the bread. No, I'm good. Thou shalt not live by bread alone. Well, you know what? I give you all these kingdoms. Thou shalt worship the God alone. Well, you know what? Throw yourself off the cliffs. No, I'm good. Don't tempt the Lord thy God. That's being temperate in all things. Yahweh Shai gave us like a quick overview of being temperate. where you're not gonna hit me with the power. You're not gonna get me in my belly, right? You're not gonna get me with status. You're not gonna get me with those common things that men fall to. Not most men, but men. Man is prone to look for, but man falls to. Right? He gave us the blueprint of temperance. Remember, it said he was tempted in all things, in all manner that we were tempted in, but he didn't give in.
Okay.
Right? So he gave us the blueprint of being tempered. What you got?
So temperate in the 1828.
Right?
Moderate. Not
Right.
excessive.
Not excessive. Go ahead.
Moderate in the indulgence
Uh-huh.
of the appetites and passions.
Meaning, I don't have to indulge in anything. No, that's not for me. And if I do indulge, you know what? I'm gonna get a little something. Let me get a little piece of that. Go ahead. What else?
Temperate in pleasures.
Right. Right.
In speech.
Uh-huh.
Cool, calm. Not marked with passion.
Uh-huh.
Not violent.
Uh-huh.
As a tempered discourse or address.
See that? A tempered discourse, meaning I'm even all the way through. I'm not too excited. I'm not too anxious. I'm not too excessive. I'm not too this. I'm not too that. I take it as it comes, but at the same time, I'm not just sitting back because he said run. The fastest runners, you ever watch their face? What's going on with their face while they're running? You ever watch them in slow-mo? Their face is like jiggling.
Yeah.
Their face is jiggling up and down. Why? Because they're relaxed. They're not excited. They're not tight. They're not nervous. They're not anything. They tell you, run with relaxation. I used to run track. Whoever ran track knows you got to relax, right? As soon as you tighten up, you slow down.
Yep. Right.
Because you give into a passion. You're no longer temperate. You give in to something, right? So they tell you just relax and don't be too excited. Don't let the adrenaline do what it's gonna do, right? But run your race. What else?
Some synonyms are self-restraint,
Mm-hmm.
self-control,
Mm-hmm.
moderate,
Mhm.
discipline.
Discipline. Right? Why is he talking about running a race and being temperate? Everyone knows that track and field is one of the most disciplined sports. You gotta be disciplined. From when you sit up in them blocks, set, and you already gone. Oh, false start. Let's bring them back. Right? Jump out them blocks on time. Run through your progressions, right? Charge, head up, right? It's discipline. The best runners, you see, they're disciplined from start to finish. They run their race. They ain't, what's she got going on? Oh, Mr. Mark. Oh, what's he? Oh, man, look. She cheating. She doing this. He doing that. They worried about what everyone else is doing except for running their race. Why she get to wear that when she runs? Why he get to look like that when he runs? Like, who cares, nigga, what you look like?
Right.
Because you're veering off into their lane. Violation. Keep your eyes focused, right? So temperate, go ahead.
Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown.
And we know that the world, many run to just obtain foolishness. They run for carnality, a corruptible crown, money, fame, fortune. Just like what the devil was trying to give to Yahweh Shai. A temperate, a corruptible crown. Go ahead.
But we an incorruptible.
Go ahead.
I therefore so run.
So I what?
I therefore so run.
Right, but see, you think, well, I'm running. Quadazap. Why are you talking about me? I'm running. Yeah, but it's how you run. Right? It's why you run. Well, I just run because it makes me feel good. But that ain't a good enough reason to run. Because you feel good. Well, I run because I gotta get, I got energy. That ain't a reason to run. Because you got energy. If you're running because of what it does for you, then guess what? You're running the wrong race.
Yeah.
You're running the wrong race. He said, so therefore I run like everyone else is running. But what? Read on.
Not as uncertainly.
Not as what?
Uncertainly.
But many of us run what?
Uncertainly.
Yeah. A lot of us don't know what the hell we running for or what we running from. You don't know what you're running from. You just, I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm here. I'm trying to burn calories. Right? You don't know what you're running from, but you don't even know what you're supposed to be running to. And that's why you don't take the race serious, man. Because there got to be goals. There got to be checkpoints. There got to be checks and you know what? I got from point A to point B, but why did I leave point A? Well, I left point A to get to B because such and such. I'm at point B, I got to get to point C. Well, damn, how come I didn't make it to point C, but I'm at point D? Well, I didn't run the right way. I missed a stop. I missed a checkpoint, right? I didn't run through my progressions. I didn't run the right way. But you had your hand.
Track reference. So around the 400, and because I had poor preparation, I would start off strong, but when it would come to the last 100,
you get burnt.
The reference that we use is like, look, he's gonna hit the wall.
Yeah.
He's gonna start off strong, boom, boom, boom. The stride is nice.
Yep. You hit that wall.
But you're gonna hit the wall, and then the last 100 is like,
yeah.
just dying.
You flailing around, and by the time you hit that finish line, you like, yeah, come on.
But for lack of preparation.
Lack of preparation, not being temperate, not controlling yourself through the run. A lot of people do that. They be burning themselves out in the first couple of weeks. You run the race of an Israelite, and you run, and then all of a sudden 6 months later, it's like I can't run this no more. I don't know about this one. Right? 4 years later, I'm bored with this race. 5 years later, I'm bored. How can you be bored with? Like, again, it goes back to, have you attained in 4 years? And then when you can see a man running for 20, 30, 40, you're like, wait a minute. What is his motivation for running? You have to ask yourself that, right? If by year 2 I'm bored, year 3 I'm bored, then wouldn't you have to say, well, damn, if somebody been running in there in year 7, they don't even look bored. What is pushing them? Don't I gotta reevaluate why I'm running? Don't I gotta reevaluate the motivations? Don't I have to reevaluate my outlook on why I'm bored or I'm jaded? I'm autopiloted. Wouldn't I have to reevaluate and say, wait a minute, I need to run a different way or for a different cause, right? Is that fair?
That's fair.
Read on. Paul is telling us. He's telling us how he's running, right? And he wasn't no young dude telling us this. He's an older man telling us this. Read on.
So fight I.
So what?
So fight I.
So fight I. Go ahead.
Not as one that beateth the air.
Yeah, you're not just shadow boxing.
Right. Invisible enemies.
And you look dope with the shadow box, and all your moves is on point, and you're punching, and it looks crisp and clean. You blocking everything.
You never get hit.
Yeah, you never get hit. I'm undefeated in the shadow box. He said what?
Steven Seagal.
Yeah, I'm Steven Seagal.
Oh,
I'm Steven Seagal of the shadow boxing.
That's that Bushido.
Oh yeah.
Right?
That bullshit.
All my punches connect. I got the 4-finger death touch. Right? Hey, I'm the Dave Chappelle, bro. I'll rip your eyes out. Right? But you ain't never did that in real life. You ain't never put it into practice. He said, not one that beateth the air. Go ahead.
But I keep under my body.
I do what?
I keep under my body.
What does it mean to keep under the body? What does that mean? Who can tell me what I keep under my body? Now remember, he's talking about running, He's talking about fighting, but he said, I keep under my body. What does that mean? What?
Discipline.
Discipline, right? What else? He's right. It's discipline. What else?
That word keep is like preserve or to protect.
Okay, okay, I like that. So, what am I keeping or protecting or preserving? What?
Your spirit,
In what way?
like you, like make a hedge around it. But
Okay, now let's think about it like this, and y'all are all right. I'm gonna make it simple. I go to the Buddhist monks, because I'm just a nigga in the world, right? But I want to learn how to fight. Right? So I go to the Buddhist monks and they train me, 15 years of training. And I'm breaking glass vases, I'm jumping up, 15-foot karate kick, spin kick, bow, right? I'm dope with it.
Jars of water.
Yeah, I'm busting all the jars of water, right? Broken ribs everywhere, right? Cats is stabbing me with pitchforks, bending the pitchforks, right? They teach you what they teach you, right? like when we were doing like training in the Wing Chun, they tell you, you don't throw a punch like this, you throw a punch straight, right? This is the fastest direction, just straight, boom. It ain't even got to be that hard. You can knock a cat out, boom, real quick, right? And he won't even see it coming if you get too close. It's close combat. You learn all these disciplines. You learn to protect yourself, right? To block and do all these different things. But then now I get into the fight, and I learn to punch like this, right? And block and keep my hand up. But I get into the fight, and I'm like, and then he does this, and I'm like this, laid out. Did I keep under my body?
Nah.
Did I keep my spirit? No, right? Did I keep discipline?
Nah.
Because that's what it's about. That's what he's telling you. In this race, to keep under your body means that I'm keeping the disciplines that I learned to be able to run and fight properly. How many times you don't seen the martial artist go into a street fight and get his ass whooped because he dropped the martial arts? But then how many times you see the martial artist get into the street fight with the street fighter and break him down? How many times you done seen that? When they try to jump the MMA dude, and he does what? He'll back up. When they get that distance, he just hit him. Back foot. Wow, crush him. Right? Or he'll do what? He'll back up, hips. Boom, shin kick. Boom. Next dude, elbow. Boom. Next dude, grab him, toss him. Boom. And you're like, damn, that looked like an MMA fight. Looked like he was trained. Like he trained for that. Right? But how many niggas oh man, you know, I got an 80-degree black belt. He go in there talking about this. Right? And all it takes is, and he's out of there. Now think about it. He's saying this because why? Are we not taught to keep under our bodies? To preserve, I like what y'all use, to keep your spirit, to keep discipline. Why? Because that's what's going to preserve you through the race, right? Think about it. When you anything you do, there's a discipline to it, right? From lifting weights, what's the one thing they tell you to do? You lift the weights on every
Breathe.
in. See, I haven't lifted weights in a while, but you breathe in the nose, out through the mouth on every pump, right? Why? Because what does your body need to keep doing this?
Oxygen.
It needs oxygen, but if you do this, right, you explode, and then you pass out, and then the damn weights, and then you do what brothers do, you reach out to brothers like, oh, save me.
You reach out for somebody,
Oh, you
no hands will guard.
Because you didn't breathe, your back went out. And then all of a sudden, now it's brother's fault. You didn't breathe, and then your back explodes, and it's like, see, brothers didn't help me. Bro, you should have breathed. Breathe, right?
So basically, you just have to help yourself and not rely on,
Or just breathe.
you know, the fam.
Proper workout etiquette is to breathe. Don't hold your breath. You hold your breath, you stop the oxygen less oxygen to the muscles, less reps,
Yep.
you'll hurt yourself. Right? There's a discipline to lifting weights and working out. There's a discipline to running. There's a discipline to fighting. Right? I keep under my body, meaning I don't let in the middle of the fight my emotions run wild. Then I forget I got to block. Most fighters, right? Even in boxing, they call it hitting the wall. When a dude comes out and he just and he's swinging. Remember the rope-a-dope?
Yeah.
And he just gasses himself out, right? He's just on the pedal. And what happens? Now he can't take a punch because you're so tired from throwing them and getting blocked. As soon as a punch comes to you, your hands are down. Haney, right? You get rocked in the jaw by Garcia, right? And then you get dropped. Hands down the whole fight. But guess what? The discipline was hands up, right? Ain't that a boxing? Hands up. Everyone knows that. Protect yourself at all times. Don't y'all hate when y'all watch boxing and they like this? And you like, yo, I'm always like, yo, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Because at least, what? If something sneaks in there, it might get some glove to deflect it and to lessen the blow. But imagine your hands are down and somebody throws a jab and they breaking you down with a jab. Right? Just like that. They're breaking you down with a jab, and all it takes is what? A slight power punch to bring you down. Because those jabs been doing the work. Right? So there's a discipline. There's a discipline. Paul is showing that there was a discipline. There was a way that you had to keep yourself in this run, in this walk. Or else you'd be walking for nothing. You'd be fighting the air. You'd be running circles around yourself. Again, am I the cause of my own destruction? Punch yourself out until what? One hit knocks you down. Run yourself out and gas yourself out and you can't complete the race. So he said, I keep under my body. Go ahead.
And bring it into subjection.
See, it's about subjection. Right? It's about being subject to the temperance. It's about not letting my passions overtake me and overrule me, right? The complacency, I've already gained. A lot of us be in that mind like I'm good, and really you're not, because you're not being temperate, you're not being disciplined, you're not keeping up under your body, you're not constantly doing the maintenance. If you say I'm good, right? You're not. If you ain't scared, listen. If you don't have a mind that, man, if somebody asks me a question and I can't answer it, then you ain't thinking. You ain't in the right mind. Because that's always my mind, like, wait a minute. Nah, I know I can't know everything, but at least let me know a little bit about something. Right? A little bit about everything. The scriptures say, be not ignorant of any matter, great or small. Let me know a little bit about something so I can at least engage and say, well, I know a little bit about that. I don't know, but let me research. I got a little gist of what you're saying, but let me do some research. But come on, for somebody to be able to take you through the scriptures and you just confounded, that's terrible. For you to go sit with your family and they confound you on why you moving the way you moving, why are you an Israelite and you got no answer? Damn. That's a rough pill to swallow.
Done.
That's a rough pill to swallow when Satan does what? Come over here, little Miha. Let me talk to thou. Let's find out why you're doing this. And we're going to put you on display. Just like how Satan tried to put Christ on display and how your family tries to break you. They try to get you to bow to them, to their logic. Well, just confess you don't know the Bible. And we'll let up off you.
Dang.
Just confess that you haven't been studying. We'll get up off you. That's what they want you to do. Just confess that you don't really believe. Damn. Confess that you haven't been keeping up under your body. And guess what? We'll let you live. We'll allow you to.
We'll ease up.
Yeah, we'll let you leave in one piece. We'll let you leave with a little bit of your dignity, not all of it. But you're gonna leave with like a dog with his tail tucked between his ass.
Yep.
That's it. That's how you're gonna look. Because why? You didn't keep up under your discipline. You didn't subject yourself, your mind, to the things that were going to keep you fighting and keep you running the right way. It ain't about just running. He said, so I run. Right? Go back to that. He said, run I, but what?
Verse 26.
Uh-huh.
I therefore so run.
Right?
Not as uncertainly.
Right. Like, and that's the thing. What is being revealed in you? That you're uncertain, man. When you get up with your family and they start to whisper and murmur and you ain't got no answers, they're showing the uncertainties in you, sis. Right? When you get around your family and they murmur and whisper and you ain't got nothing, you can't even stand on your square, they showing your uncertainties, bro. When you've been here for a time and come on now. There's certain things that brothers should already like have down pat biblically. Yes, knowledge wise. You should be able to sift through certain things in this Bible and it shouldn't even be a second guess. Right? It shouldn't be a second guess. But why you think we have to do the things that we do to help you keep under your body like, hey, you got to read this chapter in a week and we got 21 questions for you. That ain't for us. That ain't for me. I can go through 1 John. I'll break the whole chapter down right now. What y'all want? That's one of my favorite books. 1 John. I'll break the whole book down. What we doing? Where you think the questions is coming from? Where you think the questions be coming from? Right? I could go through Timothy's and understanding. I keep up under myself. I subject myself to the things that are going to keep me running. Not for myself. But guess what you sometimes need to see? Somebody else run. Imagine if I stopped running. Imagine if he stopped running. Lakarab stopped running. He stopped running. Yashikar. Imagine if they stopped running, then what? Wouldn't it be okay for y'all to stop running? Kazaki and Zion. Well, they ain't running no more, so shoot. I don't know what we do. Do we walk? Do we jog? Where we running to? Ask yourself if we stop putting out the vision, not division, the vision. If we stop putting the vision out there, would there be a vision? But you gotta ask yourselves. Right? I always go into this mode of what happens if we ain't around? We take a trip somewhere, we don't make it back, now what? Does the camp just dissolve and everyone go to their separate corners? Or does somebody step the hell up and say, no, we're gonna keep running. We was running in the right direction, let's keep in the direction. Let's add this, let's do this, let's do this. Or do we say, you know what, we're tired of running. We're just gonna sit down now. These are valid questions, right? Where you at? What time is it? Ooh, okay, let's speed it up. Where are we at? All right, go back to 27.
Verse 27.
Right?
But I keep under my body.
Now check this out. This is very important. He said, I keep under my body. Go ahead.
And bring it into subjection.
And I bring it into subjection. Why? Read.
Least that by any means.
Right?
When I have preached to others.
Go ahead. I
myself should be a castaway.
Yeah. You know what Paul was showing you? If you don't stay on top of yourself, the same stuff you spew, the same teachings you teach others, you ain't even gonna listen to no more. The same things you tell, hey, you know what? Get the fringes on. Hey, you know what? Righteousness. Hey, you know what? This, the law. And then guess what? All of a sudden, you ain't believing that no more. You the castaway. Right? Go from there. Philippians 3:16.
Okay. Book of Philippians chapter 3 and verse 16. Nevertheless,
right?
Whereto we have already attained.
Go ahead.
Let us walk.
So even if you feel like you already attained, he said, let us what?
Let us walk.
Let us do what?
Let us walk.
Go ahead.
By the same rule.
Yeah, so you better start running. You better start moving like you haven't attained. Even if you can fix yourself to feel like that, you better We all got the same rules to apply. Read.
Let us mind the same thing.
Come on.
Brethren, be followers together of me.
Come on.
And mark them.
And do what?
Mark them.
And this is how the roaring lion knows who to go get. Because you're marked. You're marked with the division. You're marked with no vision. You're marked with unsureties and double-mindedness and I don't know and doubt. Read.
Which walk so as ye have us for an ensample.
Come on. So he said, mark the ones that are examples. Read on.
For many walk, of whom I have told you often.
Right.
And now tell you even weeping.
And the ones that walk opposite, go ahead.
That they are the enemies of the cross of Christ.
They're marked too. That's how Satan knows who to get. Read.
Whose end is destruction.
Why is their end destruction? Well, because they're self-destructing. Because they're running to the negative. Because they're not keeping under themselves. They only subject themselves to what? Read on.
Whose God is their belly.
So they only subject to their belly, how they feel. What else?
And whose glory is in their shame.
Come on.
Who mind earthly things.
That's all they are subject to is the earthly things. Right? So, 2 more scriptures. Next point. Run with a vision. Run with a vision. We cannot let up or get comfortable. Right?
God.
Run with a vision. Now remember, we got other brothers in here that can read too.
God.
Right? Go Hebrews 11 and 13.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 13.
Go ahead.
These all died in faith,
Right?
not having received the promises.
Who's this talking about? Who died in faith and didn't receive the promises?
Abraham, Isaac, Jacob.
Right. All the forefathers, right? They died. They didn't receive the promises. They didn't see the promised land. They all died in faith. But what did they have to die in faith with? Read.
But having seen them afar off.
So they had a vision. So they were able to run the proper way because really, that's all you need to have is at least a vision, and that will help your faith to grow. You won't necessarily always see the promise or see the thing that's promised, right? But guess what? You can have a vision. You can run with a vision. Read on.
And were persuaded of them.
They were what?
Persuaded of them.
Seeing them far off, they were persuaded. Go ahead.
And embraced them.
Right?
And confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth.
2 Peter 1 and 4. Wow, this one is long. 2 Peter 1 and 4. You got to read 1 and 4 through 10. Go ahead.
2 Peter chapter 1, verse 4.
Right. So remember, man, remember, y'all, brothers, sisters, we're not just here just to run in circles. We're not just here to walk through the wilderness for 40 years and not get nowhere. The land of Canaan was a 3-day walk. We walked for 40. So think about it. We wasted 40 years. Why? Because of disobedience. Because of no vision. Because of rebellion. Don't make the same mistakes. Don't do the Jonah. I gotta get swallowed up by a whale and thrown on the shores of the place that I should be just to be there. Right? Don't be like just many men that it took them longer to get to a place. Even Elijah, right? You read about Elijah, 40 days journey for a 3-day journey. Took him 40 days and 40 nights to get somewhere 3 days. Right? It's all about mind state, man. Read on.
2 Peter chapter 1, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises.
And you got to believe that. Right? Because a lot of the promises ain't none of us seen. But guess what? We are the product of the promises. But you got to believe in the promises to come. But just like Abraham died not receiving the promises, right? But had a vision of a far off and were persuaded and embraced them, we got to do the same thing. Go ahead.
That by these ye might be partakers of the divine nature,
Go ahead.
having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust.
And that's how you should know that there's promises. Because the word allows you to escape the corruption, right? Having a vision allows you to escape the corruption and not run into your vomit. Go ahead.
And beside this, giving all diligence, add to your faith
Go ahead.
virtue,
Right.
and to virtue knowledge,
Read on.
and to knowledge temperance,
Go ahead.
and to temperance patience,
Right.
and to patience godliness,
Come on.
and to godliness brotherly kindness.
See, all these things gotta be in you if you're running and fighting the right way. Because if I'm running my race, this is what I'm running the race for. These things. These are the incorruptible crowns, right? These are the jewels in the crown of incorruptibility that I should be looking to, the glove, the Thanos glove, right? I want these jewels of temperance, of brotherly love, of knowledge, of patience, right? Faith, virtue. I want those jewels in my Thanos glove. I want those jewels in my crown. Read on.
And to brotherly kindness, charity.
Right?
For if these things be in you,
If they what?
if these things be in
See,
you,
if these things are in us, if these are the things that we're running towards and running for, go ahead.
and abound,
And they do what?
and abound,
And they grow. Read.
they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ.
What verse you at?
Go down verse 9.
Read on.
But he that lacketh these things,
But he that what?
lacketh these things,
Go ahead.
is blind.
Is what?
Blind.
And that's the problem. And that's why you can't run. That's why you run right into Satan. Because you're blind. Because you're not running because of these things. You're not running towards these things. You're running for the incorruptible crown. Or excuse me, you're running for the corruptible crown, which is your own lust, your own belly, your own greed, your own feelings. Read on.
And cannot see afar off.
No faith. You can't see afar off. That's no faith. So how can you do what Abraham did, Isaac did, Jacob did? How can you be like the patriarchs that didn't see the promises, didn't get them, but saw them afar off and had faith? How are you going to run their race? How can you equate to them? Right? From there, Philippians 3 and 2.
Philippians chapter 3, verse 2.
Right?
Beware of dogs.
So, last two scriptures, and he said to do what?
Beware of dogs.
Yeah, not like dogs that run around, little puppies barking. No, dogs, right? Jekylls, men, women that come to do what? Devour. What else?
Beware of evil workers.
Right? Because they all come in the form of a Satan, a devil. Read.
Beware of the concision.
The concision is separation, dissimulation. He said, beware of these things, because why? They're devilish. This is how Satan presents himself to destroy. Go ahead. Right? No, that's it. 2 Peter's, last scripture, 2 Peter's chapter 3:17.
2 Peter chapter 3, verse 17.
Right?
Ye therefore, beloved, seeing ye know these things before.
So, seeing that you know these things, what to beware of, how Satan moves, the levels that he will go to, and who he's looking for, then we go through all those things. Read. And also that your duty is to not sleep. If you know that Satan don't sleep, then you can't sleep. He's never complacent. You can't be complacent. He's not on autopilot, so neither can you.
Right.
Be vigilant. Be sober. Go ahead.
Right. Mayweather said, when you're training, I'm training. When you're sleeping, I'm training.
Right. Hey, you know what? Kobe was on that same thing. Kobe said, listen, I wake up early. He said, I wake up at like 4 in the morning and go train and then leave, go home, take a nap from like 10 to 12, go back and train, right? Go back home, catch a quick nap, do what you gotta do, and then he'd be back at practice. He said, I already got 3 practices and why you only got 1. He said, I did that my whole career, and I believe it. The dude was a monster, right? I mean, that's what it's about. He said, while you training, while you sleeping, I'm training.
When you sleeping, I'm training.
Stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. Read on.
Beware, lest ye also.
He said, beware at least what?
Lest ye also be led away with the error of the wicked.
And this is what you gotta remember. This is the devil and Satan. You don't want to be led away with the error of the wicked. Chasing and running after the wrong things, not running the right race. Not running at all, thinking you got it, thinking you attained, thinking, oh, I'm good, I got enough notes. I read enough today. Well, you know what? I read 2 scriptures in class. Straight.
That's it.
Listen, bro, when I was in class, I got all the scriptures. Nobody can go back and watch them tapes. Am I lying? Bro, we used to fight for the Bible. We used to fight to get them scriptures. Bro, listen, nah, bro, I got that. That's this thing right here. Well, you got to be careful with that. It's gonna make you quick. That Bible gonna make you quick. Bro, they couldn't stand a chance when I was in them seats, bro. Nobody got scriptures. They couldn't get them. I'm like, nope, got it. Nope, got it. Oh, I know where he about to go. Got it. It's like kind of what he been doing. You know what I'm saying? He be jumping them scriptures. But after a while, if you know your teacher and you know how he teaches, then aren't you going to know what scriptures he goes to? Yeah. You're going to learn him. Know those that labor amongst you. So I knew where Kazakia was going to go. I knew when he taught a topic, what he was going to link up. And he might throw me for a loop here and there. Like, oh, damn, okay, you slid that one in there. I gotta switch it up, right? You got to switch it up on a cat, right? But for the most part, but why? Because I was paying attention. I wasn't trying to be led away with the error of the wicked. I wasn't just running just to run around. I was trying to attain something. Read on.
Fall from your own steadfastness.
He said what?
Fall from your own steadfastness.
Yeah, you fall from being able to keep under your body. You're no longer keeping under your body. Read on. You gotta, when you get a chance, man, read Peter. Peter was a cold dude. Peter was a cold dude, man. Read on.
But grow in grace.
But do what?
Grow in grace.
What does it mean to grow in grace? Okay. What?
So, right now we're in grace of the Most High.
Okay.
Right? We're in this truth.
Right.
Right? And I acknowledge that I'm in grace.
Okay.
Right now is the time for me to learn all that I need to learn. We're at the doorsteps of the elders. Study to show myself approved. Stay humble. Eat in my own house. Drink the living water. Study. Exercise. Do the works. Apply. Right?
So basically build yourself, right?
Right now, in this grace period that I'm in, that I know that I'm in, right now is the time to grow. If I'm not in grace and I'm getting whooped when I was supposed to already know what I was supposed to know, so I don't get whooped, then how am I gonna grow? It's getting beat up.
Right. What you gonna say?
Say, be a perfect imperfection.
Be what?
A perfect imperfection.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning you're gonna make mistakes, but try to be perfect in it.
Right. You're definitely gonna make mistakes, right? And that's where the grace is. But, and you're right. But I'm gonna add something. It says that grace teaches us how to live godly in this ungodly world. So when it says grow in grace, what does that mean? If grace is a teaching tool, that means that I'm supposed to be growing to the point where it's not grace that's more. Grace allowed me to get past a certain point where now I'm moving separate from grace. And I'm talking about grace. Like, you know that grace that you needed when you did something crazy and you shouldn't have lived?
God.
Yeah. That's the grace I'm talking. I'm not talking about, oh, I made a mistake and, you know what I'm saying, I didn't read the label and there was like pork enzymes hidden somewhere. I'm not talking about that grace. You need that too, right? But I'm talking about that grace, where you should have died for something and the spirit of grace interceded and made intercession and said, nah, you know, we're gonna give them another chance to learn from and make this a teaching moment. That's what I'm talking about. You're supposed to be able to move independently of that because now I'm no longer making those huge, crazy, presumptuous sins that have to have grace intercede so I don't die. But we always gonna need grace, right? We always gonna need grace for everything because why? We messing up on feast days. We not celebrating things exactly the right way. Like there's so many things, right?
Yeah.
That we're gonna need the grace for. But remember, you only need grace for sins that are punishable by the death. So what should I be learning? I should be learning not to do things that are deemed punishable by death. I shouldn't be doing things that I need grace for. That's the problem. I need to work those things out of me. So why am I running? Because I'm running away from that BS. But again, if I don't know why I'm running, then guess what? I'm gonna run right back to it.
Okay.
Grace got me to the point where I could escape and then move a different way. So he said, do what?
He said, but grow in grace.
Go ahead.
And in the knowledge of our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
Right.
To him be glory.
Read.
Both now and forever. Amen.
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 Any questions? Y'all had some good questions. That's why we went over. Y'all, any questions? Yeah. Yeah, let's keep that in mind, man. You know, keep that in mind. It means to grow in our experiences. Yeah, it means to let your experiences teach you, not to keep making those same experiences teach you. Con. Okay. What's going on? Live, Charlie? Oh yeah, we are. All right, well, that's it for the class, man. We went a little bit over, but we appreciate everybody sticking in there with us. Anything I gotta announce? What we got coming up? Nothing?
Still on the unleavened bread.
We still have a piece of unleavened bread. I ain't worried about Pentecost yet, but that's in June. If y'all were interested, Pentecost is in June. That's gonna be the next feast day. Remember, that's 49 days plus one after the after the Passover. We'll announce the date. We are still in the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's going to end sundown on Sabado. I believe it's Saturday. Sunday.
Sunday.
Then it's Sunday. Oh, was it? Right, so then Sunday, yeah, my bad. Yep, so Sunday.
You want to know about Passover?
I don't want to talk about Passover. We still in it. Why you want to talk about Passover? But hey, Passover is going to be in Rochester. We got to get the Passover date, but we are going to celebrate Passover on the day that the day of. We're not doing the what we normally did. We would celebrate the Passover, the feast or the Passover meal on that Easter Sunday. We're not going to do that. If the Passover falls on a Tuesday, that's when we're going to do our feast. A Wednesday, it don't matter. Whatever day it falls on, that's when we're going to do it. We've been trying to make concessions for brothers and sisters through the years so that everybody can get there. But now it's getting to the point where y'all got to push yourselves, right? Y'all got to push yourselves. You got to show up, make the provision, right? Request the days off now. It's early enough, you can do it. Save your PTO, whatever you got to do to get there, get there. But we doing it the day of. So if it's a Monday, best believe we're going to be somewhere on a Monday. If it's a Tuesday, if it's a Wednesday, that's how we're going to get down. All right, from here on out. Spoke to Awar about it. He's with it. He's been wanting to do it too. Brothers in New Mexico, same thing. Kazak obviously is on board. So, all right. So Yep, start saving up your garment money. It's wild, right? Save your garment money. Hey, we gotta talk about it early. It's like you gotta be ready a year ago, right?
$100 a year ago.
Yeah, you gotta be for it a year ago. So start saving up your garment money if you're able to. We gotta travel, so start saving that money to travel, however you wanna do it. There's no, you gotta ride with this person and you can't, if you flying, you driving, however you doing, okay? But we'll announce that as the time goes on. But with that, we thank everybody and we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.